Okay, now for part 2. These are questions 7, 8, and 9 of the test. On question 7, what we've got is a distribution of the weight of tomatoes with the mean up here at 10 ounces and the standard deviation at 1 ounce. So what we're going to do is pick 2 tomatoes at random from the bin. Now understand, both of them are going to have the same distribution, the same mean, and the same standard deviation. So I'm going to write in here that mu is equal to 10 and sigma is equal to 1. Okay, and what we have to do is look at the difference in the weights of the 2 tomatoes. The weight of the first tomato minus the weight of the second tomato. And we'll call that W. So W is a random variable also, and what they want us to do is find the standard deviation of W. So we can do that. If you remember those formulas, the standard deviation, or the variance of W, because we don't look at standard deviation, we look at variance, is equal to the variance of x1. Now this is going to be a plus, and I'll explain why here in a second. The reason why is because there is a coefficient out in front of x2. It's a negative 1. If we take that negative 1, put it down here, we have to square it. If we square a negative 1, we get a positive, and that's why this is a plus right here. Take a look at those formulas that are in your notes, and you'll see that coefficient gets squared when we look at the variance. Okay, now understand that we're talking about the same distribution of 2 different tomatoes. So the standard deviation is going to be the same for both of these. So all we have to do then is say that's sigma squared plus another sigma squared. And since sigma is equal to 1, sigma squared is equal to 1. And this is going to be equal to 2. So the variance of the difference is equal to 2, and the standard deviation then of the difference is equal to the square root of 2, which is 1.41. And so the answer to this one is C, 1.41. Neat, huh? Okay. So now I'm going to scroll down here. We'll take a look at question 8, and I want to clear the screen. Okay, so question 8, we've got a small store that keeps track of the number of customers that make a purchase during the first hour that the store is open each day, and they give you a probability distribution. Then they say, referring to this information here, suppose the store is open 7 days a week. They want to know the mean number of customers that make a purchase during the first hour for the entire week, and that's where the trick part of this question comes in. Okay, first of all, they say mean. What does that say to you? We've got to look for mu. To find mu of this distribution, we just multiply down, and we get the following numbers. And then let's add them all up. 2.4 and 5 is 2.9, 3.0. So there's 3.0. So it looks like there are 3 customers that come in and buy something in the first hour on average every day. Okay, now notice how there's a 3 right here. They want you just to jump right there and circle that. That would be wrong. What they're asking is, that's a point, what they're asking is, what is the average number of customers that make a purchase in the first hour for the week? This is the number of customers per day. So what we have to do is multiply that by 7 days in the week to get 21. So the answer to this question is 21. I'll leave that up there for a sec. Okay, let's clear that off. We'll scroll down. We'll take a look at question 9. Okay, so 4th grade teacher gives homework every night in both math and language arts. The time to complete the math homework is a mean of 10, so I'm going to write this down. Mu of m is equal to 10. Sigma of m is equal to 3. Mu of language arts is equal to 12. Sigma of language arts is equal to 4. Okay, now assuming they're independent, which makes our formulas a lot easier, the standard deviation of the time required to complete the entire assignment. All right, so what we've got to do is say, all right, we need to figure out the total time. So that's going to be the total math time plus the language arts time. And what we need to find is sigma of t. But wait, you say, don't use standard deviation, use variance. You're right. Got to use variance. So we're going to use the variance of math plus the variance of language arts. Okay, and they tell us that sigma of m is equal to 3, so that's a 9, 3 squared. Sigma of L is equal to 4, so that's 16, 4 squared. That equals 25. So the variance of t is equal to 25, so standard deviation of t is equal to 5. And the answer to this is B. And there is the rest of your test.